And welcome to Tasker Arena for Lady Eagle basketball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle, and Jonathan will be joining us to run camera tonight. And we are very happy to be here. Happy any opportunity to watch the Hobbs Lady Eagles play. It's a good night. But tonight, it's a special one because the Lady Eagles start district season. So it's season 2. Yeah, this is what they've been working for, to amass the best record they can and sharpen up and then try to roll through district without a loss. That's what they want to do. They want to win district and move on into the state tournament, but they got to play them one game at a time. And tonight it's Roswell High School that is here, and the JV game. We may be starting this game a little bit early tonight, maybe about 10 minutes early or so, because the JV game went into running clock in that whole second half, and Hobbs JV won 51-9 over Roswell's JV. So that's why we're starting a little bit earlier this evening, and the Lady Eagles come in to this one 17-3 on the season. They are ranked number 1 in 5A. They're number 1 overall in New Mexico, and despite those 3 losses, they're still getting a lot of respect from the rest of the state, from the coaches and from Max Peps. And Roswell High comes in to this one at 10-9 on the season. They're ranked 19th in 5A. They come in having lost twice to Lovington. They've lost to Alamogordo, to Artesia, and to Portales. In fact, that was actually their last game, was losing to Portales 51-36 on Saturday. After tonight, Roswell will be on the road to play at Carlsbad next Friday. After tonight, Hobbs will be on the road to play at Clovis this Friday. They're coming into this one after beating Artesia on the road Friday, 65-27. And their last game of the season, by the way, will be on the 23rd, February 23rd at Carlsbad. So this is a team, CJ, this is a team that I think doesn't have enough really good competition on a regular basis. They play against teams that are really not up to playing at their level for a whole game, giving them really good competition. They play those several games, and then all of a sudden, they'll play a team like when they got to the Albuquerque Metro tournament that does challenge them. And that's a really hard thing to do as a team, is to manage that kind of a season and manage to grow and get better and then be really ready when you do meet a team on the court that can challenge you.
Well, you're absolutely right on that. And, of course, earlier this season we actually talked to Coach Joey Carpenter about that, and you got to play the teams that will play you. And so many teams, unfortunately, that might challenge Hobbs that are, in the state of New Mexico, they won't play Hobbs, or they won't come here. And that, leads to, having to play sometimes some substandard, you don't want to call any high school kid substandard, but just maybe some teams that aren't quite up to the level of the Lady Eagles. Sure. Maybe that's a better way to put it. And, well, you might say, and because I have, and when we asked him about that a couple of weeks ago, it was, well, why don't you play some more Texas teams? Well, Texas starts their season 3 weeks earlier than New Mexico, and a lot of times they're already 10 or 12 games into their season, and sometimes even already into their district season. Texas runs some of those super districts where they might have 10 teams in the district, so it's very hard, just being where we are. I do think I don't like, the Albuquerque Metro tournament because it's a 5-day tournament, and it's a long time away from home, and it's a long time away from school and from friends and family, and, weird things like that happen. But it did challenge them. I mean, they went 3-1 in the tournament, so it's still a good thing. And then, of course, they had to go right back on the road to play Farmington. Now, fortunately, didn't have to go to Farmington. I know you're happy about that, too.
That's very true.
But in Moriarty, in a game they lost. And sometimes when you have those big travel games, you're just kind of like, ugh. Right. It just takes it out of you.
It does. And they weren't entirely healthy for both that Metro tournament and that game. They were fighting a lot of cold and flu, as the boys' teams have been as well.
Well, and so
and had some injuries as well.
Right. Now, and Coach Carpenter, he did say, and he's absolutely right, you have to play the teams that will play you. and you have to go out, you have to play your game. Now, granted, sometimes these teams may not just absolutely give them a whole lot of challenge, but it lets them go deeper into the bench. I don't think we're going to be seeing that much, at least early in this one tonight, but it gives you a chance to face live competition and to work some things out on your own. And there is something to be said for that, but you have to be prepared to go out and play your game no matter what kind of competition that you're playing. Now, you know, you saw the game. You were at the Metro tournament when they lost to La Cueva, and it looked, I watched that game from back home, but after I got done with my own game that night. But, you know, it looked like, you know, they kind of were trying to, you know, slow Hobbs down a little bit and kind of try to outmuscle them. Basically the same thing that Farmington then turned around and did, try and slow down and try and intimidate Hobbs a little bit. That's one thing Hobbs does not have in abundance is they don't have a lot of size. They rely a lot on their speed and their quickness and their outside shooting. And at times in the Metro tournament and in that Farmington game, the outside shot, it wasn't there. They just could not get it to fall. And without having they've got some inside presence. That's not what I'm saying.
They do. They definitely do.
But without having the ability maybe as much to just pound it inside, pound it, use the old Shaquille O'Neal or the old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to go even further back. You know, just throw it in and let them lay it up. Well, Hobbs, that's going to be a little bit difficult for them without a lot of inside size, and especially with Jayla David being injured and not feeling
not
good
being
for a couple of those
100%.
games.
Sure, yeah, she's still nursing that tailbone, that bruised tailbone injury. That's got to be painful. You know, and I think that one of the things, maybe something that you're trying to say here is that Hobbs is a team that relies on speed, on quickness. They are aggressive on defense, but they're not necessarily a really physical team. They don't rely on muscle and physicality so much as athleticism, speed, quickness, and being aggressive, but they try to do that really without fouling, without being too physical. So when teams come in and they get really physical with the ladies, that's something that they don't necessarily do in terms of the style of their play, and sometimes it's a little bit harder to deal with, and it takes a little while to adjust and make those adjustments on the court.
It can be, especially if you're playing a team that is almost as athletic as you are. I'm not sure there's another girls team in the state that is as athletic as the Hobbs Lady Eagles, but if they get, close to the athleticism,
and the conditioning.
That's when they can really kind of give you problems, if not. And Hobbs moves very well without the basketball, and they just wear teams out, and they are going to pester you on defense, and they want to run and gun on offense. Running downhill is what I've heard. That seems to be the
that
popular.
Seems to be the new thing now.
The new thing now is they want to just run downhill, and they do that. I think, just on paper tonight shouldn't even be close, but when you get into district, they're all rivalry games.
Sure.
There is a little bit of a blueprint out there as to how maybe you can slow Hobbs down, and so Coach Daniel Smith probably going to try and employ that.
And we will see what happens when this one gets underway in about 5.5 minutes. So let's take a break, come back, we'll run down the rosters for you and get this one tipped off. It's Lady Eagle basketball tonight from Tasker Arena on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and of course on the air on Eagle 100.5. Welcome back to Tasker Arena for Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. And it is the start of District 2 night with Roswell in the house. And under head coach Daniel Smith, here is your roster of girls for Roswell. Number 1 is Jaylyn Benitez. Number 3 is Aubrey Bolanos. Number 5 is Brianna Castro. Number 10 is Giovanni Martinez. Number 11 is Sarai Morales. Number 12 is Alexis Barola. 20 is Serenity Chavez. 22 is Emma Esquivel. 23 is Destiny Gonzalez. 30 is Iana Warner. 32 is Aramaris Vasquez. And number 3 is Elena Tarin. These girls, a lot of these Roswell girls, we've been calling their names for volleyball, for basketball, for softball for years now, as they have a few, just a couple of seniors on the team, but a lot of these girls have been playing on varsity now for a couple, 3 years. For Hobbs, your girls are number 4, Madison Cepeda. Number 10, Kylie Cano. Number 12, Aliana Armitage. Number 14, Brett Clay. Number 15, Nakaya Mojica. Number 20, Bryn Hargrove. 22 is Kendall Cunningham. 23 is Jayla David. 24 is Carolina Size. 30 is Nevaeh Navarro. 33 is Caitlin Muniz. 34 is Alana Bolton. And 55 is Katie Godwin. Of course, under head coach Joey Carpenter. And the girls have left the floor. Practice time is over. About a minute and a half left in the pregame clock. The Hobbs girls are, of course, in the dressing room getting ready for their big re-entry. And then, of course, the introduction of players after we have the national anthem and the school song. So we're ready for that, waiting for that. And they put the starters up on the board now. So we do know that the starters for Roswell will be number 5, Castro. Number 11, Morales. Number 22, Esquivel. Number 32, Vasquez. And, number 2, there is no 2. 5, 11, 22, 32, and 34. There we go. 34. They had number 2 down, and instead of 34 at the very bottom, they had number 2 there. Guess they were getting it ready. And we don't have a number 34 on our roster. So
I am betting it's probably
see.
Alexis Barola, but we'll have to see. Alexis
Barola
or Alana Tarin.
Okay. So, the number 33. And a lot of times Elena Tarin is a starter. So we'll have to see about that. Your starters for Hobbs will be number 14, Brett Clay. Number 15, Nakaya Mojica. Number 20, Bryn Hargrove. Number 22, Kendall Cunningham. And number 23, Jayla David. So it's your typical starting 5. And that is... that's going to be who's on the court when we do get started. And again, this game's starting a little bit early tonight because the Hobbs JV game got over so quickly. JV girls winning that one 51-9 against Roswell. So looks like TJ is going to move over and run camera at least for a while. Nope, there's Jonathan. Here he comes. Here he comes. All right, we're going to be okay. And the Hobbs girls are making their way onto the court with the female version of the little dribblers, the dribblerettes maybe.
I think they're just little dribblers.
I know, I'm just teasing. But they are a good addition to the spectacle that is Hobbs Eagle basketball and Lady Eagle basketball. Taskovich, of course. And hello, welcome in, Jonathan. Good to see you. Yeah. So we're getting ready for the national anthem. We'll take a break and be back here in probably about 4 minutes or so, as we will get back in time to get this one tipped off here at Tasker Arena. So don't go anywhere. Keep it here for Lady Eagle basketball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Tasker Arena for Lady Eagle basketball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. It's a good night. It's a Tuesday night. It's the opening night of District 4-5A. And Hobbs girls want to notch another win on their belt, move to 18-3 on the season and 1-0 in district, but they've got to play and beat Roswell High to do it. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle and Jonathan running camera. Just about ready to get this one tipped off. We know your starters again for Roswell: Castro, Morales, Esquivel, Vasquez, and Tarin. And for Hobbs, as we mentioned, Clay, Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, and David. Just about ready to get it tipped off. It's going to be David versus Vasquez in the center. Across the big gold H and Eagle, and the ball is up, and Hobbs wins the tip. It goes over to Hargrove, moves across the timeline to left side, getting worked on pretty good by Castro. The ball passed into Cunningham, no room in the lane. She kicks it right back out. Hobbs moving it around the outside, now in underneath the basket. David puts it up, won't fall. Cunningham with the rebound, and the putback won't fall, but Hobbs still has the ball. And they give it to Hargrove, and she pops a three to get Hobbs on the board, 3-0.
And that was good offensive rebounding, and they found Hargrove wide open. She drained the shot. 2
offensive rebounds for Hobbs. Oh, and a quick turnover as a steal goes in the hands of Cunningham. So Hobbs with the ball again. Hargrove from the left corner tries the three. It won't fall. Fight for the rebound. Both David going up touched it along with Morales, but they're going to say last touch by Roswell, by Morales. So it'll be Mojica to inbound just to the right of the Hobbs basket. Just barely into this one. Mojica looking for room, gets it to David. David kicks it back out. Mojica in three-point range from the right corner. Oh, in and out, won't fall. And that's going to be Tarin.
Vasquez.
Well, that's Vasquez, 23 with the rebound. Give it to Roswell. They get down and have to pull back out of the lane and move the ball outside the arc. That's Esquivel with the ball. Moves it over to the left to Morales. Morales looking for room. Bounce pass into Castro. Castro drives the lane, runs out of room. Great defense by Hobbs, keeping him out of the paint. She has to pull back out, and Roswell moves the ball to the left. I believe that is Vasquez with it, and almost stolen away. And I think that Castro stepped out of bounds. Yes, she did. So that's quickly. That's 2 turnovers for Roswell.
Good defense by the Lady Eagles there, and really just nowhere for Roswell to go. Now Hobbs needs to capitalize.
And Clay with the ball after the inbound. Gets it. Works it to Hargrove. Cunningham in the left corner thinks about the three. Pulls out. Oh, and then passing over to David. Goes across her head. I thought maybe Castro got a hand on it, but I guess not. So that is a turnover for the Lady Eagles. Just there first, if I'm right.
Yes, that is correct.
And it'll be Roswell inbounding on the fly to Esquivel. She takes it. Roswell trying to move the ball a little quicker right now. They move it in the lane, and a shot up no good, and that's David with a rebound, her first. Gives it to Hargrove, brings it down the right side, quickly to Clay. Clay back to Hargrove. Oh, Hargrove loses a little. Good defense there by Castro, making Hobbs work for this one a little bit. Back to David, back to Clay on the right wing. Three-point shot up no good, but Cunningham with her second rebound and the putback. Third rebound, and her putback is good. So 5-0 now, your score. And Roswell in the backcourt, they do move it up with a pass to Morales. Morales, a bounce back out just as she got the ball. Hargrove was standing right there. And, it wasn't so much as Hargrove tripping her as it was Esquivel running over her foot. But Hargrove's going to get called for the foul. That's her first one. And give the ball to Roswell. The inbound, Esquivel's got it. Move it against Mojica. Bounce pass to Morales, moving in across the lane. That was Castro, actually. Now Roswell working it out. They give it to Tarin. Tarin tries a three-point shot from the left wing, won't fall. Cunningham with her 4th rebound already. Hangs on to it, brings it down, leaves it off for Hargrove. Hargrove to Clay, and now to Mojica in the right corner. She drives the lane, puts it up from the right. And does not fall. But David there with the rebound, her second. And a fight for the ball. They're going to call a jump ball as Morales got her hand on it long enough to force the tie. And the arrow goes the way of Roswell.
You're listening to Lady Eagle Basketball on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs. Eagle 100.5.
Thank you, TJ, keeping us legal with that top of the hour legal ID within our window. So Roswell inbounds. They can move it down. Tarin takes it into the left side, almost loses it, saves it, gives it to Morales. Good defense by Hobbs. Now Castro's got it, getting worked on by Armitage. Armitage in the game now. Bounce passes in the lane. The ball's loose, and Hargrove picks it up. That's another turnover for Roswell. And the pass to Clay. Clay drives in from the left, tries a layup, won't fall, gets her own rebound, fight for it, and the putback is good. So she's got 2 points, and now it's Hobbs 7, Roswell 0. 4:35 left in this first quarter. Roswell still in the backcourt. They do pass it up to Castro. Castro drives across the baseline and loses the handle on the ball, and it goes out of bounds. So it will be Hobbs' ball. 4th turnover by Roswell, and Armitage will inbound, get it to Clay. And let's see who is coming out. Hargrove is coming out, and Zepeda is coming in, and Size is also in for Cunningham. Hobbs moves it down. Going to pass outside the arc, get it to Size on the right wing, thinks about the 3, gets it back to Armitage. Armitage to Clay, back to Size. Now she does pull the trigger on the tray. It won't fall. Armitage with the rebound, and the putback no good. And this time it falls in the hands of Roswell. That's Tarin. Is that her first rebound, I believe, for Tarin?
That was actually Vasquez.
Oh, Vasquez. Okay. The 23 and the 33. You're messing me up already. Roswell's hanging on to it, looking for room, but Hobbs keeping him out of the paint, and that is Vasquez with the ball. And it is going to be did they call a foul? Yes. Oh, travel. Okay. A travel and another it's a turnover, number 5 for Roswell. 3:50 left to play in this first. Hobbs is up 7-0. Armitage will take the inbound from Size, and then get it back to Size and into Clay. Now Clay to Armitage in the lane. Armitage gets it to Cunningham, and Cunningham takes it up. That was a nice move. Instead of Armitage going up for it, she passed it to Cunningham, who had the better position, waiting on the ball. She puts up the ball, gets the basket, and is fouled. So Cunningham with 2 points. She's got 4 in the game now, and she'll go to the line as they call that on Castro, her first. And
so they put it up on Benitez.
oh, they did. Really?
And then missing the free throw.
All right, Benitez. All right. Sorry,
But then Hobbs does a nice job tying it up, and the arrow goes their way.
So Kendall with 4 points in the game, but she misses that shot, but that's okay. And now a timeout is going to be taken. So I'm going to move that foul off of Castro. I just glanced up and saw 5, but that was number 1 on number 1, Benitez. A lot of ones up there. And
actually, Joey Carpenter takes the 30-second timeout.
We're just going to keep it right here. I said it was an Eagle timeout.
Yeah, they're playing pretty well, but, and that's, kind of the big but here, they've had a lot of opportunities, and they have missed some open shots, and they haven't gotten some things to fall. So a couple of things, I'm sure Carpenter's just out there, slow down, take your time, make your shots, still play fast. But you want to keep this team back on their heels. We're up 9-0, but it should probably be 15 or 18-0.
And missed shots is one of the things that kept them, from winning that game against Farmington. And so I think he's telling him exactly that. Just play quickly, but when it comes to the shot, make sure it's good. Take that extra breath as long as nobody's in your face, then take the shot. And they work it around and get it to Clay, and Clay at top of the arc puts it in, just a 2 though, but she's got 4 points in the game.
And that was good movement. Yes, they found Clay right there at the free throw line, and then a throwaway for Roswell High.
11-0 now. As another turnover. That's the 6th one for Roswell High, and Hobbs will have it. Sorry, there are a bunch of people kind of in my way right here. I can't exactly see into that corner. Hi, guys. Thank you. So, luckily, a little time there as they were working players in, and I don't know why the ref is over there at the table. There's a question about something, and there is a player waiting to come in, a sub for Roswell. We'll see. The referees are conferring about something. I don't really know what. I was busy watching our crowd in the way here.
Good crowd tonight.
Yeah, and it is. It's a very healthy, and that's commendable. We want to see a nice, packed gym.
Oh, and they just teed up the Roswell bench.
Okay, so there was, I guess, I thought maybe they were just going to issue a warning, but The ref is over there telling Coach Smith why the technical is being called. So this will bring one of the Hobbs players to the line to shoot the free throws, and I think they're going to send Brett Clay to the free throw line to shoot. So we think that must have been some language or something being said by the bench. So Clay will shoot the tees. First one up and in. She's got 5 points in the game now.
And leads the way for the Lady Eagles in the first quarter.
That's right. Kendall with 4, Hargrove with 3. And the second one up and nothing but net. So she's got 6 now and makes it 13-0. Hobbs leading with 3:14 left in this first. Already just a little chippy. As I'm sure a lot of frustration by Roswell not getting on the board yet with this first quarter almost done. Got to be frustrating. Hobbs inbounds from midcourt in front of Taskervich. Zepeda to Armitage. Clay and Cunningham in as well. A pass into Clay right in the lane as she posted up, low post, and put it up and in from the right. 2 more, and a quick steal by Mojica. She is so good at that. Armitage and Mojica, I don't have stats on them, but I know they're among the leaders on the Hobbs Lady Eagles for steals. And not only did she steal the ball, then she got fouled. And they're going to put that up against number 1. Tarin, number 33. The first foul on Tarin, and Mojica is first shot up, no good. And now subs come in as the starters come back in for Hobbs. It'll be Cunningham, David, Hargrove, Armitage, and Mojica. Clay does go out with that bunch. And up and in. So Mojica is on the board with a point after that steal.
16-0 run for the Lady Eagles. So far, so good.
And Roswell moving it down the court on the left side. Tarin's got it right in front of Taskervich. Moves it to the corner. Great defense by Hobbs. Hello. And a shot up, no good. And it's going to be Mojica with the rebound. And she passes it over Kendall. A shot up by Cunningham from the left, no good. It rolls off and is free on the court. Fight for it, but it is last touch by Hobbs, goes out of bounds, so it will be Roswell basketball.
Armitage tried to save it, but just couldn't quite do it.
A long pass down all the way is picked up, and Cunningham goes down hard as that was a bullet of a throw, more like a football throw or
it was a pretty good collision up in the air. So
but Cunningham went up for it, trying to steal it and bring it down, and she went down hard on the court on her knees and on her chest. So that's got to be painful as she gets up. With some applause. Yeah,
maybe just got the wind knocked out of her a little bit as the training staff comes out.
There was no whistle, no foul called on that. I think it was two bodies went up for the ball, and one of them got a hand on it, maybe both of them, I'm not sure. So there was no foul. But definitely Kendall's going to come off the court after that and just make sure that she's okay.
A little gingerly walking off the court there.
So coming in for her, Hargrove comes back in. Mojica will inbound to Armitage. Armitage back to Mojica from the left corner, one of her favorite slots to pop a 3. This one does not fall, and it's going to be Vasquez with the rebound. Roswell moves it down the court and a fight for it. Castro ends up on the floor, and as Hobbs, really that came again. She travels. Hobbs really forced that with just good smothering defense. She was triple teamed and had nowhere to go.
And that's the 10th turnover for Roswell.
Lost the handle on it, yeah. 10th turnover for Roswell. I think Hobbs has, 1 or 2 now?
2.
Okay. Hobbs with the ball. They bring it down. They get it to Hargrove in the right corner. She tries to put up a 3. It won't fall. And Vasquez with the rebound. I've got that down for 4.
That is correct.
4 rebounds for her so far. And now Roswell having trouble. And they throw it out of bounds again as that was Vasquez trying to get it up and to find Tarin. And she threw it again all the way across the court. And it went into the scorer's table. So give it over to Hobbs. And Mojica will have it in the left corner. Back to David. David pulls up. Little floater. Beautiful jumper. And she's in the books now as well. A couple of points with a couple of rebounds. Roswell with the ball, still in the backcourt. That is Castro getting worked on by Hargrove. Moves it down, gets it over to Bolanos in the game for the first time. A shot up, no good. Armitage with the rebound, and she's going to take it down. She gets into the lane. Are they going to call her for running over, or are they going to say...
They're going to put the block foul on Vasquez.
On Vasquez, and so that is going to be the first foul on Vasquez.
And that'll be the 4th team foul on Roswell. It is on the floor, but it stays Hobbs basketball.
And Mojica will inbound just to the left of the Hobbs basket. Nope, she's going to come out, and it's going to be Muniz who comes in. And Sai's getting ready to come in as well, and Armitage will come out. So Muniz will inbound from the left of the Hobbs basket. By the way, 18-0 is your score here with 1:12 left to play in the first. Shot up, no good, and it is Roswell with the rebound.
Morales picking up her first.
And Morales in the game. They move the ball down. Top of the arc, that is Castro. She drives in the lane, puts up a floater, it won't fall, and Clay skies for the rebound, her second. Gets it down the court to Hargrove. To Muniz, back to Clay. Clay drives into the lane. Oh, puts up a shot. It goes in and out, and Roswell with the rebound. I think that's Vasquez again.
Chavez.
It was Chavez this time. 38 seconds left to go in the first, and Roswell has yet to score, and that is Bolanos who travels. So that is turnover number 12 for Roswell.
Yeah, Roswell just not able to hang on to the basketball. Hobbs, it's probably a good thing for Roswell that Hobbs' shooting is not as crisp as maybe they would like it to be, or this would be already a lot more than 18-0.
That's right. Size has the ball after the inbound, and the pass is picked off. There's a turnover and a steal by, I believe that is Vasquez. Still in the backcourt. Bounce pass to Castro on the left side. Moves it up. She moves against 2 Hobbs defenders, and now against Hargrove. Back out to Vasquez midcourt. As Roswell with 7 seconds left needs to put up a shot soon to try to get it in. And the shot is up, no good, and it's going to be Clay or Muniz who brings down the rebound. I think that is Muniz who brings down the rebound. And a whistle sounds.
She got fouled on the rebound as they're going to call Morales.
Coming down with the ball, Morales got her. And that's going to be the first foul on Sarahi Morales. 15 foul on Roswell. And that is going to put Muniz at the line to shoot. So 18-0 your score. 1 second left on the clock here in this first quarter, as it's been all Hobbs, but Hobbs has had a lot of missed shots, and Roswell's been doing a pretty good job of rebounding. First shot's up, no good. So Muniz will have another chance at it. As Cunningham comes back in for David this time. So Cunningham, after that fall, back up on her feet. Good to see that. Muniz eyes it, skies it, and buries that one. So she's in the books with a point, makes it 19-0. And now the last second as the first quarter expires, and Hobbs is able to blank Roswell 19-0. We'll be back with the second quarter in about 30 seconds. More Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball from Tasker Arena on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Lady Eagle basketball from Tasker Arena. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle and Jonathan running camera. And we are here after the first quarter. Hobbs 19, Roswell 0. So a lot of frustration, I think, by Roswell. They're having trouble hanging onto the ball. Hobbs just got that famous smothering defense, able to force a lot of turnovers. 12 turnovers is what I've got for Roswell. In that first quarter, Hobbs has 3 turnovers. And I'm looking at, 6 rebounds for Roswell? 7. And Hobbs out-rebounding them. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 for Hobbs. So getting ready for the second quarter. Roswell throws in the basketball midcourt, gets it to Castro. And Castro trying to move a little quicker now. I think Roswell up, and Castro gets bumped into. I think they're going to call that on Mojica as she weaves her way between Mojica and Clay. Yes, they do. They put that up, and that's the first fall on Mojica and just the first team foul against Hobbs. So it will be Vasquez to inbound in front of Taskerich. Tarin, 33, there we go. Tarin inbounds. Roswell with the ball, going to move it around the outside. Leave it off. They're moving it around the arc. Castro now top of the arc. She thinks about the three. Now she pulls the trigger. It does not fall. And Cunningham skies for the rebound. I've got that down as 4 rebounds. Five. Yep, right as I said that. I saw the 5th R there on my sheet. Shot is up. It's an air ball. Goes out of bounds, but last touch.
Partially blocked from behind by
Roswell.
Gonzalez coming up from behind.
So Destiny Gonzalez in the game now for Roswell. And Mojica inbounds from the left of the basket, gets it to Clay. Clay all the way over to Hargrove on the right wing. Back to Clay. Clay over to Mojica on the left wing. Hobbs looking for position. Hargrove now bounces it to David in the lane, and she puts it up and in. David has 4 points in the game now. Makes it 21-0. Roswell passes up quickly to Morales. Morales pulls up, though, looking for Esquivel, looking for somebody. Again, worked on Mojica. Now passes it off back to Esquivel. Esquivel works over to the left, looking for some room. Now passes it over all the way to the left. A shot is up, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be controlled by Clay. That's her 3rd. Clay moves it all the way down. Mojica passes it off, and then Mojica bounce pass to Cunningham in the lane. Mojica with an assist, and Cunningham with 2 more points. She's got
a
6.
Steal on the inbound.
Ooh, and a steal on the inbound by Hargrove. That is Hargrove's first steal. 2 more points. She's got 5 in the game. 25-0 now, and with 6:28 left to play in this second quarter, and they're going to
5-second
violation.
violation.
5-second violation there.
14th turnover now
Wow.
for Roswell High.
Yeah, incredible. They had 12 in the first quarter, and now
2 quick
2
turnovers.
more.
Yeah.
And Hobbs. Let's see who came out. Mojica came out, and let's see who came in. It was Cepeda who came in. Cepeda. They inbound it and get it over to Cunningham quickly. She puts it up and in. That's 2 more points. 27-0 now, with 6:20 left in the second quarter. Roswell inbounds. They've still got it in the backcourt. Now they get it to Castro. Castro pulls up top of the arc. Oh, and then runs into Cepeda. No call. A bounce pass in the lane, I believe, to Tarin. Vasquez puts it up. No good. Gets her own rebound, and now she sends it over to Tarin, and Tarin puts in a 3 from the left wing, and now Roswell's on the board. 27-3 your score. Hobbs with the ball coming down the other way. Hargrove's got it right wing. Bounce pass to Cepeda in the right corner. Gets it back. Now launches a 3. No good, but Cepeda gets the rebound and then is bumped by Roswell. It goes out of bounds. The ball got bumped. They don't call a foul.
Yeah, Vasquez got the hand on the ball on a timeout taken by Coach
Roswell.
Smith.
Yeah, so Roswell will take it. Let's see if it's going to be a 30 or a 60. And if it's a 30, we'll keep it right here. It's going to be a 30. So we'll keep it here at 5:40 left to go in the second quarter. And it has taken until just now for Roswell to get on the board. And they do it with a 3-point shot by Elena Tarin, one of the starters. And Hobbs has 27 points, but it's been a real uphill battle for Roswell against Hobbs in this game so far, TJ.
15 quick turnovers, and Hobbs really turned on the boosters there, scoring on 3 consecutive turnovers, and they pulled 2 of them away on inbounds and got scores off of them right there. Hard for Roswell to, they're just having all kinds of trouble with the Hobbs pressure.
Right.
Not a full press per se, but a lot of pressure. And when they see the opportunity to run a trap, they are doing so. And Roswell just not able to handle it.
Hobbs doing
and
a
you
good
would think Roswell could. Joey Carpenter used to be the head coach there. I realize that's been a couple classes ago.
Hobbs doing a nice job with everything, except they are missing a lot of shots. They have been taking a lot of shots that have not fallen, mostly from the 3-point range. They're having a little trouble dialing in that range on this end of the court, but they're still, when you're up 27-3, there's not a lot to complain about. Roswell finally inbounds, but it goes off the legs and goes to Armitage. Armitage picks it up and gets it to Cepeda. Cepeda puts it up and in, a quick layup, making it 29-3. And Roswell having trouble inbounding. Good pressure and hustle by Armitage to interrupt the ball, but it goes out. It'll stay Roswell ball, but good hustle by Armitage. She is quick. And she does try for those steals wherever she can and is successful a lot of the time. Roswell gets it in, still in the back court with Vasquez moving it up, trying to find Castro, and it goes in and out of Castro's hands, so another turnover, and that is 16 turnovers for Roswell now. Give it to Hobbs, and Hobbs will inbound, that's going to be Armitage to Clay. Over in front of the student section, Clay turns on the Jets, now
and
pulls up.
The student section just got a warning for launching the basketball.
And Clay gets it to Zepeda on the right wing. Zepeda tries a three, it won't fall, and that's going to be Morales with a rebound. I think that's her second. And that is 23. That's a Gonzalez in the backcourt. Gets it, moves it up to Castro on the right side, getting worked on by Zepeda. Trying to find somebody. Loses the handle on it, gets it back. Almost a backcourt violation, but stays in the front court. 29-3 your score. A pass inside the lane, a shot up by Roswell won't fall, and Cunningham skies for another rebound. She's going to bring it down, leave it off for Clay. Clay works it back. Over to Armitage. Armitage drives the lane and puts up the shot from the right. Nice layup for Armitage, and she's on the boards for two. A couple of rebounds, and she steals the inbound and works it and lays up another one. Two back-to-back very quickly right there. 2 rebounds, a steal, and 4 points now. And now Roswell sends it all the way down the court looking for Vasquez, but gets Kendall Cunningham instead. Another turnover. Hobbs with the ball. They get it to Clay. Clay works, drives in the lane, puts up a shot, won't fall. Clay gets her own rebound, but a whistle sounds as she gets fouled. And it'll be on the floor. And Zepeda will inbound for Hobbs as Coach Smith goes up to talk to the official for just a moment. And now he's going to pull his girls in and take another timeout. It's just another 30-second timeout by Roswell coach Daniel Smith. 3:56 left in this second quarter, and TJ, it is 33-3.
Yeah,
I expected Hobbs to dominate this, but I didn't anticipate it would be this much domination. Did you?
Well, I really didn't. And, a 30-point lead. We're not even halfway through the second quarter yet. Roswell didn't score until just a three that rattled home with about 5.5 minutes to go in the half. So, a lot of things going Hobbs' way. And we've talked about it ad nauseum, and we won't beat the dead horse, but if their shooting was a little more consistent, it would already be 50 to,
right.
To whatever.
Yeah. But again, it's hard to argue when you've got 33 on the board and you're 30 points up over a team. But I know that's one of the things coaches do watch for, and they're going to hear about probably from Coach Carpenter and the staff, is we got to improve our shooting percentage from the floor. Hobbs going to inbound Zepeda out of that timeout. Zepeda inbounds to Clay, top of the arc. She drives in, kicks it to Zepeda. Zepeda loses the handle on it, gets it back. Over to Clay, back now to Cunningham, top of the arc, and into David in the lane. David gonna try to go up for a shot before she can do that. She gets hammered. Let's see who they call that on. Is that gonna be on number 1? It's gonna be on Benitez. That's her second foul. And second team foul against Roswell. As Clay comes out, we're gonna have 3 players come in. Looks like Mojica getting ready to come back in, Hargrove. And Jayla David's first shot is up, no good. She's got 4 points in the game, though, and a couple of rebounds. And actually, I thought, she's got 3 rebounds now, I think, because she had gotten that one. So Zepeda and Armitage come out. Hargrove and Manice come in, and Mojica as well. Second one up and good. Beautiful shot by David. She's got 5 points in the game now. And David almost steals it away, but Roswell able to corral it. A bounce pass in the lane and a shot up and good. That is Vasquez, putting Roswell at 5. 34-5 now your score. Coming the other way very quickly. Hobbs with the ball. Oh, they pass to Kendall Cunningham, who posted up underneath the basket, and it went in and out of her hands. Quick passing by Hobbs, and even sometimes they are not completely ready for it. So a turnover by Hobbs, but Roswell with the ball. They inbound, get it to Castro. Castro still in the backcourt, getting double teamed by Hobbs. Good pressure. Bounce pass almost picked off by Mojica. And then it is picked off by Manice. Manice gives it to Hargrove. She tries to put up the layup from the left. It won't fall. And that is what Castro with the rebound, her first. Bounce pass up to number 3. I think that's a Bolanos. Goes out of bounds. It was last touch by Hobbs. It bumped out of bounds. So Roswell will inbound in front of Taskovich. They get it over to number 23, I believe, and then a pass in the lane to Vasquez. Vasquez has to let it go, and now a three-point launch from the right wing by Castro does not go. A fight for the rebound, and the foul is going to be called on Bolanos.
Benitez,
Oh,
number
Benitez.
1.
Benitez, not Bolanos, sorry. That's her third foul. And so Hobbs will inbound. Coming out is David. And let's see.
Brett Clay
coming back in. That's right. And Manice is in along with Mojica. Oh, and stolen away as Castro takes advantage of a kind of a slow pass by Hobbs and gets it. So a turnover by Hobbs. That's their 5th. And then on the pass, it's sent out of bounds. Good hustle by Hobbs, but it'll stay Roswell ball. I didn't see who tipped that. Roswell hanging on to it, passing all the way on the other side. And they get it back to Castro, top of the arc. Castro runs out of room. He worked on Manice. Works it over to the left. A bounce pass to Benitez. Then back to Castro. She tries to pop a 3. It won't fall, and it's going to be Hargrove with the rebound. That's her first rebound. Oh, and she loses the handle on it. Goes out of bounds, but it was forced out. It was the last touch by Roswell.
Yeah, they're going to say Morales swatted it out over on that far sideline.
As Hargrove will inbound in front of the scorer's table. Gets it to Mojica. Mojica crosses center court. Works over to the left to Hargrove. Hargrove to Clay. Manice to Clay. Clay runs out of room in the lane, has to kick it back out. Manice is a three-point shooter looking for room in the corner, but can't find a spot when she's open and has to pass it back out around the outside. It was tipped out of bounds by Roswell. Stays Hobbs. Clay inbounds. Hargrove got it. Hargrove again into Cunningham. Cunningham shoots it over to Mojica. She drives the lane. Oh, kicks it out to kind of a no-look pass over to Manice. Manice not ready for it. Goes out of bounds. So that is turnover number 6 for Hobbs.
Back-to-back turnovers on possessions for Hobbs. You don't see that every day.
Roswell finally moves it up to the front court. Morales with it on the left side, getting worked on by Hargrove. Kicks it back out to mid-court and then up to Castro. And then a pass intended for, I believe that was Vasquez, 32. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Vasquez. Oh, no, I guess they're going to say it was
last touch, actually, yeah, by Hobbs.
Yeah. I really it went in and out of the hands, but off of the good defensive pressure by Hobbs. They inbound. Morales has it. Leaves it off. A bounce pass goes awry. Losing the handle on it at mid-court is Castro.
Backcourt violation,
yep,
21st turnover for Roswell.
It went off the feet and rolled, and she had to go chase it into the backcourt to pick it up. So give it over to Hobbs. Inbound Hargrove to David back in the game now. David over to Clay. Clay to Cepeda in the right wing. Cepeda works it over. Gets it to Manice, David. She drives the lane. That is Manice who drives the lane, loses a handle on it. Actually, a pretty good steal pickup by Roswell as they move it down and they get it underneath the basket. Morales takes a shot at it, but it does not fall, and Clay with the rebound. She gets it to Manice. Manice finally finds the three-point range from the left corner, pops a tray. She's in the books, got 4 points now. On the inbound, stolen away by Clay. Clay drives in, tries to put up a shot from the right side. She gets hammered in the jaw with an elbow by Morales, I think. Was that Morales?
Looks like maybe Bolanos.
All right, so, yeah, they're going to put it on Bolanos. And that's the 4th team foul for Roswell. It puts Clay at the line. Clay up, and it rattles home. So she's got another point. She's got 2, 4, 6, 8. She's got 9 in the game now. She'll have another shot at it as, let's see, Manice comes out. Jayla David comes back in, and one of the Roswell girls came out as well. And the second shot is up and good. So Clay is 4 of 4 at the line for Hobbs now. Roswell inbounds, gets it to Castro. Good pressure by Armitage as the ball goes out of bounds, but Armitage touched it last. It will be Roswell ball. They'll send Tarin over to inbound. Nope, they'll send, that's going to be 22 Esquivel to inbound. Esquivel going to try to find Castro. She does. Back to Esquivel, still in the backcourt, still in the backcourt. Clock is ticking, clock is ticking. Now finally comes up front, gets it over to Tarin. Tarin trapped in the left corner. Trapped in the left corner, moves it up to Castro. Castro getting double teamed as well. They get it to Esquivel on the right side, back to Castro. She pulls up just inside the arc, tries a shot, won't fall, and that's going to be Vasquez with the rebound and the putback. She's got 4 points in the game, makes it 39-7. 17 seconds left in the second quarter. It's 39-7. Armitage with the ball. Kicks it over to Cepeda. Armitage gets the ball back, tries the three from the left corner, won't fall. Hargrove with the rebound and the putback.
Gives it to Armitage.
Yep, as Armitage gets the 2 points, but Hargrove with the assist, and that makes it 41-7 at the buzzer. Halftime, and Hobbs easily in hand. 41-7, your halftime score, and we'll be back with your halftime report in just a few minutes right here from Tasker Arena as Lady Eagle basketball continues on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Tasker Arena for Lady Eagle basketball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. At halftime, your score is 41-7, with Roswell just having all kinds of trouble against Hobbs' defense. But here is the scoring for Roswell. You have your leading points getter right now is Vasquez with 4 points. She's got 6 rebounds and a steal to go with that. Then you've got Tarin with 3 points and a rebound. And you've got Castro with a rebound and a steal. Morales with 2 rebounds. Chavez with 1 rebound. And you have 22 turnovers. I had quit writing them down at 16. And thought that was probably bad enough. But, TJ, I know you keep the turnovers better than I. And 22 turnovers in that first half. You're not going to be able to win a game if you turn over the ball that many times.
No, and as many points as Hobbs managed to turn it into.
And even though Hobbs was still cold shooting and not getting a lot of their threes to fall as well, even with that, they were able to put up 41 points on the board and make a lot of those turnovers count and turn those into points. So for Hobbs, your leading points getter right now is going to be Brett Clay. She's got 10 points and 5 rebounds to go with that. Then you've got Kendall Cunningham with 8 points and 6 rebounds. And you have Aliana Armitage with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. You have Bryn Hargrove with 5 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, and an assist. And Jayla David with 5 points and 3 rebounds. And then you have Zapata with 2 points and a rebound. You have Manice with 4 points and a rebound. And let's see, Mojica with 1 point, a rebound, an assist, and a steal. So that's how things stack up for the Hobbs ladies. 41 points, and I had wanted to give Bryn Hargrove 2 more points, but TJ did the math, and that added up to 43-7. So obviously, she's got 5 points in the game, but she's, of course, like all of the Eagles, the Lady Eagles in the game, contributing. And I have noticed that Jayla David, who is recovering from a bruised tailbone injury, is playing, but Coach Carpenter is kind of limiting her minutes. He's using her and then pulling her out, resting her, and then putting her back in. So he's pulling her in and out a lot, but he's also giving the bench a good chance to get in and play significant minutes. Zapata, Armitage coming in, Manice, and Size playing off the bench and contributing. So far, just all Hobbs, not enough Roswell, but this is good news for Hobbs. And of course, 41-7 puts them more than 35 points ahead. So we'll start the
not
third.
Not quite 35.
Oh, that's true. We're almost at it. Yep. One more point.
You want Bryn's extra bucket
I
in
know,
there.
I do. I want that.
Maybe she will score the first bucket of the second half.
That's true. I keep wanting that extra point or 2 in there. So they're not quite 35 points ahead, but if they come out and get 35 points ahead, it will be running clock at that point, and then if they stretch the lead out, that could make the second half go very quickly, which is what happened with the JV game, as Hobbs won 51-9, and that second half went very, very quickly. So what did you see and think about the first half, TJ?
Well, I think Hobbs did a nice job on the boards. They out-rebounded Roswell 21-11. They forced a lot of turnovers. They did a lot of good things, as is evidenced by a 41-7 lead. The defense did a very nice job forcing those turnovers, but also getting in the way of Roswell's shooting lanes and passing lanes, not ever giving them an uncontested look. The one uncontested look they had was Vasquez, who got a little bit of a fast break off of a Hobbs turnover, one of the rare Hobbs turnovers, and she made that happen. And they got Tareen one time in that corner when she hit the 3. They were not really thinking she was going to try and drain the tray, and she did. Anybody can shoot these days. That's the way it works. I think if you're Hobbs, you're going to take a lot out of that first half, and you're going to be pretty happy. You're going to, of course, want to work on the shooting. Pretty cold, especially in the first quarter. Got a little better in the second. And they're going to want to clean some things up. They got a little sloppy at times late in that second quarter. They had 3 straight possessions where they had turnovers, and they just kind of got a little bit out of sequence and a little bit offset, and they pulled it back in.
Yeah.
But you just kind of want to clean up the little mistakes and go out and keep doing what you do.
You do, and credit where credit's due for Roswell. Despite being down so much on the scoreboard, they haven't given up. And when Hobbs did get just a little slower and sloppier with their passing, Roswell was right there, and they made him pay. They picked off the ball, they took it, they were trying for shots, and so they're right there trying to capitalize on mistakes. They, are still in the game, still fighting, and still working. But again, 22 turnovers for Roswell, 7 for Hobbs in that first half, kind of tells you a lot. And again, rebounding, 21 rebounds for Hobbs against to 11 for Roswell also tells you a lot there. However, Hobbs is known for hitting trays, and so far, Hargrove has hit a 3, and Manise has hit a 3, and those are the only 2 3-pointers for Hobbs in that first half. And they tried; they had a lot of misses at threes. At 10, I'd say they missed about 10 per tree.
They probably missed 10.
Trays.
Yeah. Probably attempted around 12 or 13 and missed about 10 of them.
So it could be, as you said, if they had been hitting their shots a little bit more consistently and hitting from the outside, and Hobbs is going to need that perimeter shooting again when they come back up against teams that are going to challenge them a little bit more, if not in district and then in the playoffs. So that's the story of this first half. 41-7 is your score. We've got about almost 5 minutes left in the halftime clock. We will acknowledge and tell you that there was a mini cheer camp that took place this last Saturday that we talked about on sports and on the air last week. And man, it was well attended because there were several dozen young girls and boys who took to the court during the halftime and did a special cheer that they worked on in that mini cheer camp. So a lot of interest in spirit, both among boys and girls in the county, and some good showings too and championships for some of the Lee County teams
including
in
Hobbs.
Spirit, including Hobbs and Levington. So a nice showing. And then we had some three-point attempts or shootings. Shooting.
Yeah, a little halftime contest, I think.
That I was talking and looking at you, so I didn't even watch. But apparently, at least one of them was successful, according to the cheer from the crowd. So, some good halftime entertainment as always here. I mean, it's always entertaining to watch the Lady Eagles and the Eagles play at Tasker Arena, but it's always nice to have all the other extra things to be able to watch and pay attention to as well. We're going to take a break and come back in about 3 minutes and get the second half started here. This is Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Lee County's News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and on your radio, Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Tasker Arena for Lady Eagle basketball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. I'm Dawn Morgan alongside TJ Miracle and Jonathan, operating camera for us tonight, and Tiff Stuber back in studio, engineering and producing the game, doing an excellent job as always. As we come back, get ready for this third quarter. Right now, your score is 41-7. Your score at the end of the first quarter was 19-0, and then Hobbs was able to put up 21 points in that second quarter, and Roswell got on the board and toward 7 finally in that second quarter. So we're at halftime, and we're ready, as it looks like Hobbs starters are going to be out on the floor: Clay, Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, and David. And we'll see if Roswell puts their starters back out to get this second half underway, as Taskovich playing the fight song, and they put up 8 minutes on the clock, and we're ready for the third quarter. TJ, how quickly do you think this is going to go?
Well, I think Hobbs is going to come out. It looks like they will have the ball to start the quarter. I mean, if they can score on this first possession, that will get running clock. They're going to keep the intense pressure defense up, and I think we're going to have a pretty quick second half here.
Yeah, it looks like the starters for Roswell: Castro, Morales, Esquivel, Vasquez, and Tarin out there. Hobbs will inbound Mojica right in front of Taskovich. We'll get it into Clay, and Clay will run the point, cross the timeline, back to Mojica. Mojica will run the point, pulls up, little floater, won't fall, but David is there with the rebound. The putback is good, and she draws the foul. So she got
will get it running clock.
It will, as now she's got 7 points in the game, 4 rebounds, and the foul is going to be called on let's see, number 11, Sarai Morales. That's her second foul, and David at the line, and her first one a miss. She's got another chance at it.
Yeah,
it is. Yep. Brett gets the ball, tries a shot, won't fall. And Roswell with the rebound. A long pass down, as I think that was Vasquez who saves it. But then it's stolen away by Mojica, but a whistle sounds, and they're going to say that somebody was stepped out of bounds, and it's Roswell basketball, that Mojica stepped out of bounds. So, oh well. But still, good hustle, and, a good steal. That's her second steal of the game. And almost stolen away. The inbound almost tipped by Hargrove. Roswell saves it. Castro drives in and then kicks it out to Vasquez. Vasquez almost loses it. Gets it over to Esquivel. Esquivel pulls up, tries a jumper, it won't fall. David with the rebound. She saves it and pushes it in. Hargrove takes it all the way. Oh, puts it up. It hits the backboard. And Tarin there with the rebound. So Hobbs again missing a chance to increase. It is 43-7 now, running clock in this third quarter. 6:24 left in the third. Roswell going to pass around outside the arc. That is Tarin with the ball. She drives in now. Bounce pass in the lane, and a bounce pass back is stolen away by Brett Clay. So another turnover for Roswell. Clay brings it all the way down, launches it from the right side, won't fall, and Roswell with the rebound. That is Tarin again.
But then they throw it
away.
They
throw it away down the court, out of bounds. As you know, they're trying to beat the Hobbs press, so they're trying to throw it and get it down the court quickly, and they're just not able to execute, and have been throwing the ball away as many times as they've actually been able to make that completion and hang on to the ball. So another turnover. Give it to Hobbs. Kendall Cunningham will inbound, as Roswell. We have the number 3, I think Bolanos comes in, and who is that going out?
That is going to be Morales.
Sarai Morales going out. Cunningham inbounds, gets it to Clay. Clay back to Cunningham on the left side, back to Clay on the right. She moves it, works it over to the right, near the right corner, leaves it off for Mojica. Mojica thinks about the 3, but she's not clear. To David, back to Mojica. A nice assist by David, and then Mojica puts it up and in. She's got 3 points. Roswell kind of trapped up in the backcourt, but running, going all the way coast to coast as number 22, that is Esquivel. Then she gets down, realizes that her timing is off, can't put it up, and a no-look pass back to her goes out of bounds. So another turnover as I think she was trying to connect maybe with Vasquez over there, or Tarin over there on the right side.
Yeah, and the ref's going to check on her as she went down, as she was a little bit off balance as she threw that pass and kind of landed hard on her head. So they are going to send her to the bench to go put her into concussion protocol just to make sure she's okay.
So she'll come out, and that's going to be Morales, who just went off. They just had traded those players. Morales coming back on the court. And Hobbs will have the ball. Hargrove inbounds from down the court. Gives it to Clay. Clay crosses right side over to Kendall Cunningham. Then over to Hargrove in the left corner. She drives in. Loses the handle on the ball. It's stolen away by Chavez. So a turnover for Hobbs. I think, their 8th? 10th now. And Roswell with the ball finally across the timeline. Castro's got it. Oh, almost stolen away by Mojica.
That was impressive. Didn't travel, and she's sliding on her fanny.
And Mojica on her goes out of bounds, but stays Roswell ball, and it'll be Tarin to inbound in front of the scorer's table. Hargrove comes out, and Armitage goes in. Roswell will inbound. They get it to Castro. Back over. Now back to Castro. Castro getting worked on by Armitage, top of the arc. Finally, Castro moves in. Almost stolen away, and is now taken away by Mojica. Another steal for her. She gives it to Clay. Clay drives up and in from the right for 2 more points. She's got 12 in the game. And now makes it 47-7. 3:38 left to play in the third. Roswell moves it down the court. That is Morales. Almost travels, but she does pivot. And a 3-point shot up, no good. Clay fights for the rebound and gets it. Controls it. Brings it down. Kicks it out to Mojica. Mojica now drives in from the right. Back to David. David sneaks in there. Tries to put up a shot from the left side. It won't fall. Mojica fights for the rebound. And we'll try this again. Gets it to Clay. Clay passes it to Armitage in the left corner. Armitage buries the 3. She's got 9 points in the game. Makes it 50-7. Running clock still. 3 minutes left in the third. Roswell in the backcourt. Castro's got it. Worked on by Armitage. Still in the backcourt. Still now crosses timeline. Pulls up top of the arc. As Hobbs keeping Roswell out of the paint. And they're going to call a reach foul on Armitage. That's going to be her first team foul against Hobbs. And it's going to be all kinds of subs as starters come off. 3 of the starters come off. Zepeda and Zepeda comes in. Muniz comes in, and Armitage was in. And David and Hargrove on the court. Roswell inbounds from the scorer's table. Work it around. Bolanos tries a shot from the top of the arc. It won't fall. Armitage with the rebound. And then off of the foot, it's a turnover for Hobbs as Roswell picks it up. That's Castro with the steal. And then a 3-point attempt up from the left side. I believe that is Gonzalez. No good. And Armitage gets the ball. The rebound. Now to Cepeda, and then to Muniz in the right corner. Muniz pulls up to David. David passes back to Muniz. Muniz drives in and puts it up. A nice give and go there in the lane with an assist by David, and Muniz with 2 more points. She's got 6 in the game. Coming the other way, Roswell across the timeline. Armitage really tight on Vasquez. Vasquez leaves it off for Tarin. Tarin passes to Morales. Morales to Castro. She's going to drive across the baseline, try to put up a shot from the left. It won't fall, but she gets fouled as Muniz is going to get called. And that is going to be a first foul on her.
Actually,
second.
Call that on David.
Oh, on David. Okay. All right, then. So that's her first foul and just the second team foul on Hobbs. And it is Castro at the line. And she sinks her first one. It makes it 52-8 now with a running clock. A minute left in this third. Castro will have a chance to make the second. She does. She's now got 2 points in the game. 52-9 your score. Armitage with the ball. Brings it down. Across the left side. A little spin move. Going to drive all the way in the lane. Puts up a little shot. It won't fall. And it's going to be saved by Roswell, by Vasquez. But then she, into the hands of Cepeda. So a turnover by Roswell, even though Vasquez got the rebound. Coming the other direction, 54-9 now. Roswell with the ball. Morales to Castro. Castro was going to bounce past it in the lane, and it's taken by Hargrove. So another turnover and a steal by Hargrove. But then a whistle sounds. She gets bumped. And they're going to call that against Vasquez. That's her second foul. Second team foul on Roswell here in the second half. Zepeda gets the ball on the inbound, gives it to Manise, tries a three-point shot from the left wing, doesn't fall. And the rebound by Hargrove before she can get the putback to go in. The buzzer sounds on the third quarter, and it is Hobbs 54-9 for Roswell. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the fourth quarter and the final of this, and actually the clock keeps running, but we'll be back in 30 seconds with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball from Tasker Arena. Welcome back to Tasker Arena for Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. After three quarters, your score is 54-9. Hobbs dominating this, their district season opener. And after tonight, they look to move to 18-3 on the season, 1-0 in district, and move on to play at Clovis this Friday. But we've got one more quarter to play, and it will be in running clock. And Roswell will inbound from in front of Taskovich. That's going to be Tarin into Morales, or into actually Esquivel. And the ball almost stolen away, but Roswell maintains it and gets it to Bolanos. Bolanos passes all the way to the left corner, and then a bounce pass back. Top of the arc, and it does no good, but then the rebound by Tarin and the putback good makes it 54-11. Hobbs coming the other way. A pass from Hargrove intended for Manise.
Yep, and Esquivel just came through.
Esquivel just came through, trying to steal it away and pushed her down.
And they're going to say that Muniz, though, touched it last. No foul, so 12th turnover for Hobbs.
Well, I saw it as pushing down. Apparently it wasn't a push down. Maybe she just lost her balance going up high trying to get it. So a turnover for Hobbs, and Roswell with the ball. They pass it around outside the arc. Tarin with a bounce pass, and the ball given over ultimately to Castro, and then now back to Esquivel. Esquivel drives in, and then a no-look pass to Tarin in the left corner, puts up a three attempt, won't fall. That's going to be Vasquez with a rebound, and then the pass into Tarin in the lane. Her shot won't go, and it's going to be Clay with the rebound. Clay going to bring it all the way down, gives it to Zepeda. Zepeda pulls in, pulls up, tries a shot, won't fall. Armitage with the rebound, but she travels.
Nope, they're actually calling a foul.
They're actually going to call a foul on Vasquez. All right, so there was no indication right away, so I thought it must have been a travel. But Vasquez with the foul. It's going to be on the floor, and Mojica in the game will inbound to Zepeda in the left corner. She pulls up, tries a three-point shot. It won't fall. Tarin with the rebound. Leaves it off. I believe that is Morales. That's number
Bolanos.
3, Bolanos. Bolanos. Oh, trying a pass was stolen away by Clay. Clay takes it all the way up and tries to put it in. Won't fall. Armitage with the rebound. Her putback won't fall. Clay gets the rebound. Kicks it out to Mojica, and Mojica with a three at the top of the arc, just to the right of it, makes it 57-11. Mojica, her first tray of the game. Roswell, and they're into the court, as I think it was Bolanos with the ball, and trying to corral it, and Armitage trying to steal it. It goes out of bounds, stays Roswell basketball, but still good hustle by Armitage. Roswell inbounds into the left corner. I think that is Tarin. Now back out to Gonzalez. Now to Bolanos. Roswell looking for room. Tarin's got it. Crosses, and I think they're going to call it a lane violation.
Nope, travel on Martinez.
Travel. Okay, so not a travel, but still a turnover nonetheless. Is that 29 or 30 now?
That's 30.
For Roswell. That is 30. 57-11 your score, 4:52 left to play as running clock gives Hobbs even more of an advantage. Hobbs with the ball. Mojica's going to drive in, kick it out to Cepeda. Cepeda, top of the arc, gets it to Mojica. Mojica trying to pass into Cunningham in the lane. It's interrupted and stolen by Tarin. So a turnover, another one for Hobbs. That's 13 for Hobbs. Coming the other direction, that is Gonzalez. A spin move in the lane, and no good. Stolen away by Clay. She brings it down and puts it up, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it went to Cunningham, and then pass to Clay. Clay to Cepeda, and a whistle sounds. They're going to call the foul?
Yep, they're going to call the block down there on Vasquez. That'll be her fourth. Yep. You're listening to Lady Eagle Basketball on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263 AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5.
And 57-11 your score now, as it's going to be Tarin coming out and Gonzalez, I believe, 33 and 23 going out. 2 subs coming in. And the inbounds is taken away. Kendall Cunningham trying to get that. So another turnover for Hobbs. Roswell got it. Esquivel drives, kicks it out to the left corner. Roswell passes it. They get it to Martinez, top of the arc. She drives in, puts it up, and it won't fall. Fight for the rebound. It's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Roswell. So it will be Hobbs' ball, and it'll be Mojica to inbound from just at the left of the Roswell basket, as Coach Smith has a word with one of the refs, as he's telling the ref to watch for something or asking a question. The ref stopping to answer.
And keep talking, Coach. You're just burning time.
As the clock's still ticking.
Which isn't the worst plan.
That's right. 3 minutes left on the clock as Hobbs inbounds. Cepeda's got it. Leaves it off for Armitage. Armitage drives in, drives the lane, kicks it over to Kendall Cunningham on the left side. And Kendall, not in three-point range, but she puts up a nice shot nonetheless.
Yeah, good little 12-footer from the left base there.
Got 8 points in the game. 59-11 now. Roswell with the ball. Mojica working hard to try to steal it away. Almost does. Passes to Bolanos. Bolanos tries to put up a little shot from the right, won't fall. And Cunningham skies for the rebound, her 7th. Eighth now. Bounce pass by Mojica over to Clay, and Clay trying to put up an in. It doesn't fall, but she draws a foul, and let's see who they call that on. They call that on number 3, Bolanos. That's her second foul, and third team foul. It'll be Clay at the line. Clay, 12 points in the game, and first one rattles in. So 13 points in the game now. A lot of S's down there as well. She's got a couple. She got 3 steals. They've all come in this second half. 60-11 your score. Running
one
clock.
Rebound away for Clay from a double-double.
Yeah, 1:40 left to play. Second one is up, and that one is good. She's perfect at the lines. 6 for 6 tonight. Makes it 61-11 now. Minute and a half left to play in this one. Roswell with the ball. Bolanos across the timeline now drives in to the right. A little pass in the lane, and they get it over to number 12, Barola. Barola puts up a shot, won't fall. Jayla David with the rebound. David drives down, loses the handle on that. Fight for it. Clay over there in the right corner touches it, and I think she touched it.
No, they're going to say Roswell touched it last. So off the hands of Barola.
And that will mean that that Hobbs inbounds. That's number 10 for Hobbs. That's Kano in the game as they inbound, but it's taken away. So a turnover by Hobbs.
Also Navarro checking in for the first time.
And that is going to be Benitez in for Roswell as well. She's got it, and but forced out of bounds by number 30, Navarro. And they're going to call Navarro with the foul, the bump foul. A shot up by Roswell, no good. Navarro with the rebound. Gets it, leaves it off for Hargrove. Hargrove brings it down. Passes into David in the lane, right underneath the basket. She can't get it to fall, and the rebound by Roswell. That's going to be by Esquivel.
Chavez.
20. Chavez, okay, there we go. Thank you. Not 22. Roswell still with the ball, getting overwhelmed. Manise trying to take it away. Are they going to force a jump ball or call the foul? They're going to call jump ball, and they're going to say the arrow goes the way of Hobbs. Manise will inbound. And the clock runs out, so time expires as it was running clock for most of the third quarter, and Hobbs wins this one 61-11 over Roswell high. We'll be back to wrap this one up and maybe, hopefully, talk with Coach Carpenter here in just a few minutes. You're watching and listening to Lady Eagle Basketball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball from Tasker Arena on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Eagle 100.5. Big win for Hobbs tonight, of course, starting district with a victory over Roswell, 61-11, a pure domination. And we have Coach Carpenter up to talk about this. And what did you see and what do you think about this game, Coach?
Well, I think we got some kids going a little bit, you know. We've been in a funk the last few games, and so we got some kids going, and it's fun to see, especially when our defense becomes our offense. Yeah. And that's what happened tonight.
Yeah, there was probably 8 or 10 times where you would steal the ball, take it down, lay it up. That's exactly what you want to do, right?
Yeah, I mean that was the goal. Yeah. But we hadn't been generating those turnovers and stuff, and so we rotated players. We wanted to stay fresh this game and get everyone in there and get after it, and I think we did a good job of that.
A little bit of cold shooting in that first half had taken a lot, especially with the threes. You were fine inside, but the perimeter shooting a little bit cold for a while. I think you ended up actually, I think there were maybe 3 trays in the game, and that's a little unusual. You usually have a little bit more of that happening. Anything to say about that?
Our perimeter game is not very good right now. I'll be honest with you. We're not shooting the ball like we were earlier in the year. and I can't put my finger on it, but we're just not getting it done. But, you know, we're just one of those teams right now that we kind of are fighting ourselves a little bit. But I think once we start getting – once the shots start falling, I think they're going to start getting it again.
Yeah. It ended up having a couple of those three-pointers in the second half and kind of dialing in and finding that range in that second half a little bit more. But, hey, 28 to 30, 30-some-odd turnovers for Roswell in this. Most of them, just coming off of really good defensive pressure. As you said, defense turned into offense, and you're able to capitalize so much on that, enough to get it into running clock for most of that second half. Not a big challenge against Roswell, but you're going to be on the road this Friday to play at Clovis. What do you expect out of that game, Coach?
I expect it's going to be fireworks. It's going to be tough. Jeff Reed's a good coach. They're well coached. They got about 3 kids that are really, really good, and then they got good complementary pieces. So we're going to have our hands full. We got to shoot the ball better than we did tonight. I'll tell you that right now, or we're going to be in a dogfight. So we need to take care of business, and I think if we do that and we hit our shots, I think life will be easy for us.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. I'll be there on Friday. Always love a chance to watch you guys play. It's a lot of fun to watch you guys, no matter who you're playing and how you're doing. But good win tonight. I know they're all good. If you could put a W in the column, it's a good night, right?
We held them to 11 points, or they held themselves to 11. I don't know how you want to say it, but we held Artesia to 27. So we're doing a good job defensively. We just got to hit more shots. We're just not hitting them in spurts as well as we were earlier in the year.
Right. All right. Well, we will look forward to Friday night. And, final thoughts about this game? Anything?
No, I'm thankful you guys are still covering us. You covered us on the road, covering us at home. I want to say hi to Jimmy Gyro, my mom and dad, and Chris and Allison. They're always watching. And that's Phoenix, El Paso, and Indiana. And,
wow.
then there's tons of other family members down here. They have people watching you guys. So,
cool.
So, yeah, you guys, you got to be nice to me.
We'll try.
Again, I've made the point. They're watching you. They're watching you and the girls, and with good reason, because you entertain everybody and looking to just keep it rolling. Ultimately, you want to win the district championship and move on into the state playoffs eventually,
yes,
right?
That's the goal.
All right. We'll see
Thanks,
you Friday.
Don.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
you.
Thanks, Coach Carpenter. And just a really quick wrap on things for Hobbs. Your leading scorer tonight was Brett Clay. I've got her down for 14 points, 9 rebounds. Do you concur, TJ?
I do concur. Brett Clay with 14.
Yep.
And
then
nine boards.
One away
I tried
from
to
a
find that
double-double.
other rebound.
Yeah.
I couldn't find
and
it.
Kendall Cunningham very close as well with 10 points, 8 rebounds. Then you had Armitage with 9 points, 6 rebounds, a couple of steals. You have, Hargrove with 5 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, and assist. You got Mojica with 6 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a couple of steals. Jayla David with 7 points, 5 rebounds, and you also have Manice with 6 points and a rebound. Navarro got in there with a rebound. Cepeda had 2 points and a rebound, and I think that's everybody. I don't think I've left anybody out. Kendall Cunningham, I said 10 points, 8 rebounds, yes, and so that covers Hobbs. They turned the ball over, I've got him down for 14 times. I had him down for 15, all right. And for Roswell, your leading scorer was Vasquez with 4 points, 6 rebounds, a steal. Castro in there with 2 points, a rebound, a couple of steals. Chavez with 2 rebounds, a steal. And Tarin with 5 points, a rebound, and a steal. So that's the story tonight. It was a domination by Hobbs, 61-11 over Roswell. With the win, Hobbs goes up to 18-3 on the season, 1-0 in district. They're ranked number 1 for a reason, and they'll be on the road. But as Coach Carpenter said, a tougher Clovis team and a challenge for them Friday night. And we'll have that game right here on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, and of course on Eagle 100.5 and HobbsAmerica.com. Jonathan, nice job on the camera for us tonight as always. Appreciate you. And we'll have you back hopefully the next home game, which is not going to be until next week. And TJ, thank you for the help and the color commentary. Appreciate you. And we'll have you back on the 13th. We'll be together on the road to play play, I believe, at Goddard. Maybe I can't
I
remember.
Think so, yeah.
I know we've
there are too many teams, too many
teams,
games, too many places.
But watch the posts on our Facebook page, and that will tell you who's playing when. Game day posts will also give you links to click, so you can keep up with all your favorite Lee County teams as they usually play on the same nights during district especially. So a lot to keep up with. So we're happy that the Hobbs Lady Eagles have won, and we're going to get out of here and tear down Lady Eagle basketball. I'm Dawn Morgan for TJ Miracle, for Jonathan, for Tiv Stuber, doing a nice job engineering, producing in the studio tonight. We're going to wrap things up here from Tasker Arena. 61-11, another Lee County Lady Eagle basketball victory. Good night.